Shalom everybody online. Welcome to another live class. We're here in Houston. It's 7:07. Where are your children? No, I'm wrong. But we here live. We here live. We got our classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 9. Friday from 6 to 8. Saturday's Shabbat morning class from 10 to 2. We have our school in Virginia. We got our school in Rochester. And we have our San Antonio school also. So Virginia, they got class times Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. From 7 to 9, Saturday 10 to 2. Rochester goes Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I believe 8 to 10. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and on Saturday 10 to 2. San Antonio, they got class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from about 7 to 10 also, okay? And then they do their Saturday morning class, same time. If you're in San Antonio, Rochester, Virginia, or here in Houston, feel free to join us live. If you can't make it live, well, we got the YouTube, obviously, and we got various channels. Each school has their own channel. We also have the kids channel that we do our kids class on Sundays from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. for the kids 12 and under. We got the Hidden Truth Bible Show, the Israelite Media Corps, 5 Minutes of Wisdom. They're all linked to this channel, so make sure you like, share, subscribe for the algorithm, right? Mashaba does that his Blog Talk Radio. I think he does that like every single day on blogtalkradio.com//Mashaba. So check it out. Passover garment due date money. Go to 27. 3 days to get those in, right? I mean, the brothers y'all should have the majority of that in, right? Right. We get, I mean, it's enough time, right? Okay. Con, sir. Right? Remember, we just had the Day of Atonement. Saturday night, Saturday sundown to Sunday sundown. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow at sundown begins the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, so you're probably not going to see us live. Usually we go live on Thursdays from Virginia, from VA. You're not going to see us go live for the week because we're going to be doing some feasting, kicking it.
Getting chubby.
Not me though. So that's going to go from September 28th at sundown to October 5th at sundown. All right. So if you want to join us for any one of our feast days, just reach out. My phone number is 303-557-8979. You can reach Priest Kazakia. His phone number is 757-300-4047. He's in Rochester. And then Priest Zion Mala, his number, yeah, we gotta update his number on here, right? His number is 346-234-8340. It's Priest Zion Mala. We got a few businesses that we like to promote. We got Israelwear. You can get your custom garments, headbands, armbands, right? You look as fly as this guy right here, right? Anything you need custom, they got you, right? Then we got the fringed up subscription where you get a shirt and a matching headband. Okay, so check that out at isbhpk.com, right? We're gonna update that, but you can check out all the different businesses. We have Sweet Ambiance, which y'all know we sell the fragrant oils, the body oils. We got Chosen Creations where we do like the custom woodwork. We got a few pieces that we need to hang up in back of us, but if you watch our other channels, you'll see the 10 Commandments, our camp logo. So anything custom, they can do that. I'm missing something. Hebrew Academy. We do Hebrew Academy Mondays and Tuesdays. Monday in Virginia and Rochester, Tuesday here in Houston from 7 till about 9. Just it's training for the brothers, right? Street speaking. We answer whatever questions brothers need to answer. Street, we go over street speaking etiquette, class etiquette, different things like that. Building up brothers to be teachers, right? Con? So again, if you're local, feel free to join in on that. And then any donations that you guys would like to give, monetary donations, you could do that. We got the Wells Fargo account, we got the Cash App, ISBHPK donations, we got the Zelle, isbhpk@gmail.com. We need to change those names, obviously. And then any pens, papers, books, anything like that you want to send our way, please hit me up before you send anything to the school. Nobody's here during the daytime, and we want to make sure that they don't deliver to us like that if we ain't here. They won't leave no packages in the front. So if you want to mail anything, just let me know. I'll give you an address. All right? That's going to be it for the announcement. That's what we're going over.
So what we're going over today is, as you know, tomorrow starts the feast. And we have a lot of new brothers and sisters. This will be their first Feast of Tabernacles, or Feast of Booths. So we're just going to go over it. Nothing that's out in the quasars or deep hidden secret knowledge. But we're just going to go over some basics when it comes to the Feast of Tabernacles. All right?
Done.
Okay, someone can get me Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 34.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 34.
And if y'all notice the theme, every time we go over these feast days, we've been in this same chapter, right? So
This is where all your feasts.
this is where all your feast days are.
Officer test.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Go ahead.
Speak unto the children of Israel. Say, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Most High.
Okay, so hope y'all take notes. Y'all online. We got people online yet?
We got 10 folk.
10,
13.
13 Israelites. Plus me. Online. All right, so take note. 15th day of the 7th month. All right, there's going to be a quiz. There's going to be a quiz for you online, for y'all in class. So take note. Read on.
On the first day shall be in holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. On the 8th day shall be in holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. It is a solemn assembly.
Okay, so it said that there is an 8th day of gathering. 7-day feast, but there's an 8th day, so it's an 8-day feast. Con? Make sure y'all caught that. I'm one of those teachers that's going to help you with the answers so that you can pass the test. Read on.
And ye shall do no servile work therein.
Go ahead.
These are the feasts of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice, and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
Okay, so these offerings, all these nice, delectable things, he said, offering, meat offering, sacrifice, and a drink offering. Okay, so we're getting like a whole buffet together. We're having a real good hearty feast going on. You got all the sacrifices, all the different types of sacrifices, and you also got some drink. All right, read on.
Beside the Sabbaths of the Most High, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye shall give unto the Most High.
Okay, so verse 38 is explaining that all these offerings and sacrifices that you're bringing for this feast, this should not be included with your already vows that you have. These not be included with your free will offering, your vow, and your gifts to the Lord. You can't say, oh well, this is going to be part of my tithes that I'm giving to the church or the school, and just say, okay, well I give this much, so I'm going to deduct that from this, and he's blessed us with this bountiful harvest that we've collected. Okay, read on.
And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Most High 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Go ahead.
Ye shall dwell in booth 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths, when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Most High, your power.
Okay, so the Most High is like, I want you to do this in remembrance of coming out of Egypt and how you had to live and dwell in booths. Remember, we moved, set up shop, stay there. Most High say, okay, keep moving now. Whenever the chariot moves, we move, right? All right, break down, set back up, break down, set back up, until we got to where we were going. All right. So historically, this commemorates the wandering in the wilderness. During the feast, the people lived in booths, tents in Jerusalem to remind themselves how our forefathers wandered in the wilderness and lived in booths. So the time that we wandered in the wilderness wasn't just after Egypt. It was after we left Egypt, came to the promised land, and said, no, we don't want to go in. And we had to wander around for another 40 years, right? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 13. Remember, y'all got a test coming. I'm gonna ask you online too. I want to see everyone's answers.
Mm-hmm. We know y'all like them tests. Mm-hmm. Them tests.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 13. Thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days, after that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates.
Okay, so this is explaining how it wasn't just a us thing right here. We're gonna have a private little get together, a private shindig for the tabernacles. No, it said everybody was supposed to rejoice and take part of this feast. The manservant, your sons, your daughters, your manservants, maidservants, the Levite, the stranger, the fatherless, the widow. Everybody was supposed to get together for this feast day. It wasn't just a closed congregation feast. Go ahead.
7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Most High, thy power, in the place which the Most High shall choose.
Read.
Because the Most High thy power shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all the works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice.
Like I said, when we draped the booths with the different plant life, the boughs and the different types of woods, it was to symbolize the increase that the Most High had given us. The Most High blessed us with a bountiful harvest. The Most High has been looking out for us, and he's been taking care of us. Go ahead.
3 times in a year shall all the males appear before the Most High thy power, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread.
How many times a year?
3 times.
Okay, so these are the 3 feasts that the Most High said that all the males are supposed to present themselves each year. Go ahead.
And the feast of unleavened bread.
Feast of unleavened bread. If you don't have this highlighted in your Bible, I would suggest highlighting it and taking notes.
This is where you should have quizzed it.
Oh, it's coming. Feast of unleavened bread. Go ahead.
And in the feast of weeks.
Feast of weeks.
And in the feast of tabernacles.
Which we're celebrating starting tomorrow. All right? Feast of tabernacles. Read on.
And they shall not appear before the Most High empty.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember, some of y'all may have gotten this from your parents, and then other of us that didn't have the same home training may not have. But parents would say, hey, don't show up empty-handed.
Yep. Don't go to nobody's house empty.
Don't go to someone's house empty-handed. Bring something,
And not just your belly.
not just your belly. Like when you're going for a little get together, hey, can I bring a bottle of wine? Need cups, plates. Can I bring a dish? That wasn't just something that they said back in their time, like your parents' days. That's all the way back in the scriptures. That came from this. You're not supposed to show up empty-handed. You're supposed to be willing to put in. Go ahead.
Every man shall give as he is able.
As he is what?
As he is able.
So the Most High is never looking for you to do more than what you're able. So don't feel like, oh, well, all I can do is this, and that ain't as much as he does. No. Wherever you at, whatever you got, and you're able to do this without breaking the bank, put in. That's what the Most High called you to do, called us to do. Like we all putting in for this feast, right? We're going out to not only going out to San Antonio to do the camping, but we've also different households and sisters have paired up to do the feast nights. Where'd that come from? That's their sacrifice. They putting in for this. It wasn't something that was just collectively gotten from everybody. Says, okay, yeah, S.O.W. collected these funds, and now we're using these funds to allocate for these feast days so that everyone can enjoy. No, sisters put in for that. Households put in for that. So that's the sacrifice. Everybody got to put in. Even when we're going out to the San Antonio, you had to put in for your spots, right? You had to sign up to bring this or that. Everybody put in, whether you got a little or a lot. All right. So now here's the test. Here's the test. Let's see who's online. I only show 5.
You're fresh. Is that apple?
Wow.
Is that apple? Oh, 19. There we go. 19.
The Android be refreshing on its own.
All right. So, you just got to ignore the caps and they go away.
Logic, I got a water.
All right. So, what what day and what month is the Feast of Tabernacles? This is an online question, so nobody else in here answer it. I want to hear everybody online. What month and what day is the Feast of Tabernacles? Give y'all a minute. Give y'all a minute to chime in. See if y'all paying attention.
Y'all shouldn't even have to look at the months. Come on. What month are we technically in according to our calendar?
According to our calendar. Yeah, I need to be specific on that.
Come on, we just went over the whole Day of Atonement. I mean the whole
This is the second.
right. 7th month,
Oh,
right?
sorry.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for online to answer.
My bad.
Oh, it's an online question.
Mhm.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, so he
Let's see.
He gave it up.
No, he didn't give it up yet. They ain't hear him.
Oh, okay. Come on online, where y'all at? I see, it says we got 19 people on here.
No, stop shaloming and go ahead and answer the question. What month are we in according to our calendar?
Come.
Y'all paying attention?
What month and what day does the feast start according to our calendar?
Here we go. Let's see. Can't use this as background noise.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
Spy it out.
One person got the month.
Oh,
What's the
okay.
day? What's the day?
Don't look back me.
Barzak said the month, so they probably heard
No,
that.
they ain't hear that. Y'all probably heard me. What's the day?
Anybody come in? Seventh month, okay, 7th month, but what day? The 7th month and what day of?
Call out around.
We got 2 answers. All right, while y'all still chiming in, I got the question for in class. This is y'all question. How many days is the Feast of Tabernacles? Hatazar.
8 days.
8 days. All right, good job, good job. Let's see, we got, look, there we go, there they go, they falling in now. Those that's paying attention out of the 25 viewers. All right, so the next question is, what are the 3 feasts that you need to appear, that every male needs to appear to yearly? It's an online question. What are the 3 feasts that every male needs to appear to 3 times, there 3 times a year? List them out. Put it all on one bar if you're typing it in. I want to know the 3 feasts. All right? If y'all paying attention, if y'all just using this for background noise, you're supposed to have your Bible open.
Our voices ain't that good at it.
Oh, they falling in? Okay, good job, good job. All right, so in class, this is y'all questions. What is the first day of the holy day considered?
Sabbath.
First day is considered a Sabbath. What is the last day considered? Angela. A Sabbath. So the first day and the last day is considered a Sabbath. Mm-hmm. Okay, and this is a very easy one. What are we doing? What were we commanded to do? How was our living arrangements supposed to be during this Feast of Tabernacles?
To live in the groups.
To live in booths and tents. Okay, we're gonna do a little camping. Little tent, little booth. You know. Y'all did a good job. Round of applause. Y'all did a good job. Y'all online, y'all did a good job. Good job, y'all. All right.
Hey.
Yeah, you know, it's nice, simple, basic class. Something.
I got a question.
Oh,
No, you stop. No, you stop. You know when I do that, y'all be like, oh my God, this dude's gonna go all the way in.
He's gonna be like, what moon was it? During this piece.
How did the moon look on the exact day?
Yeah.
Spells happening.
Oh, wow. Spells happening.
What was the arrangement of the camp? Where was the priest?
Yeah.
What tribes were?
What tribes were where?
I ain't gonna do that.
North, south, east, and west. I got the picture in
wow.
my brain. All right, so next point. Moving on. The purpose. What's the purpose of this feast? You know, we got the whole, you know, this is how you celebrate it, and this is how we move day, and you're supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that. But what's the whole purpose? Yeah, we got, because we was coming out of Egypt, right? We said that earlier. But why did the Most High want us to remember? What about coming out of Egypt did the Most High want us to remember? Online. What did the Most High want us to remember about coming out of Egypt? I don't pay attention today.
Answer some questions today.
Mm-hmm. Look, some people dropped off because I'm asking questions.
Oh, no. No, they ain't dropping off. That's an apple. Yeah, bro, they added people. Cap it on it. Cap 21. 22 now. God.
Well,
Two?
mine said 25, and then it dropped to 22.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, mine said 21, then it went to 22.
All right. No one's answering yet.
What was the purpose of us being in booths?
What? Why did the Most High want us to remember?
Right.
Why about leaving Egypt? What did the Most High want us to remember about leaving
now,
Egypt?
this is the thing. Are you looking for like one solid answer? Or are there different little ideas and different, you know, are there multiple reasons?
Oh, I'm looking just for the
You just looking for the
basic,
banger.
general reason.
Right.
That's it. What about y'all? What do y'all think?
Say the question one more time.
Why did the Most High want us to remember leaving Egypt? What did he want us to remember about Egypt?
Moshe is somebody say 22.
What did the Most High want us to remember about Egypt?
Okay.
That we were slaves in Egypt.
Bingo. That's it right there.
So, okay, I got another question then. Because you're right, we were slaves in Egypt, but what was the significance of building a booth in the wilderness and having to do this year after year? What was it, just that we were slaves? Was it just that? Think about it. What does the booth signify? You dwell in a tent in the middle of the wilderness. So what is it about a tent that you can do?
We were,
You can pick it up and you can move, right? See, being pilgrims, right? It's almost like how Abraham, when the Most High gave him the command before we got into Egypt, what did he tell Abraham to do? To pick up and move from this land to this land.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing of not being tied down. You know how like America teaches us, you know, sow roots and invest in America. Uncle Sam needs you, right? And they give you this whole spill about being rooted to this ideology. And we know, yes, you do need to be rooted in something, but what is it? It's Yahweh Shai, right? It said being rooted and built up in Yahweh Shai. Now, think about Yahweh Shai and the apostles, it said the Son of Man have no place to rest his head, right? He ain't got no dwelling place because he was moving and shaking. He was, at that point, the job wasn't to sit back and be settled in one location. It was, we gotta be here, and the next day we gotta be over here. And the next minute we gotta be up in this mountain, we gotta be on this ship, we gotta go on this coast, right? We don't got time to just think about the mindset that comes with my house, right? My vineyard, right? Man, I gotta go home and feed the dog, right? Your attention is divided, right? I'm not saying to not be stable and have a stable home. I'm not saying that. This is way past the physical stability. The real stability should be mental, right? And the real mental stability is the ability to be able to be in one place physically and know that I can accomplish the same thing somewhere else. I'm not tied down to a city, right? I've lived, like myself, I've lived in many cities, right? Nobody can really guess where I'm from like that if they didn't know me.
Nope.
Right? Because I grew up in New York, I lived in Philly, I lived in San Antonio, I live in Houston, I lived in Colorado, I lived in Jamaica, right? So that's 6 different places. 5 in the U.S., 1 out of the country in my lifetime, and actually lived for years. See what I'm saying? So and the majority of that was more truth-based, right? The majority of that was being in the truth. So it's wherever you need to be at the time to get the job done. You're not tied down to a coast, or well, I gotta be in Cali because California sunshine, or I gotta be in Florida because that's South Beach, man. I gotta, what I'm saying, or I gotta be in New York, son. You know what I mean? Tim boots, chopped cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. I gotta be in Houston for the burritos. Wah, wah. He said, nah. Wah, wah. You know what I'm saying? But y'all get what I am saying, right? That booth symbolized you being able to move where the Most High needed you to move how he needed you to move. And I'm not tied down to something physical. Whatever I need, right? Being content. Whatever I need is in that booth, in that tabernacle, and I can pack it up and roll with it. The clothes on my back, the shoes on my feet, right? That's how, a lot of people, the people that live like that, they're a lot more mentally clear than a lot of people. The ones that can 1 minute they in South America, the next minute they in Egypt, the next minute they in Africa, the next minute they over there in Europe. And you're like, man, you just seem so free. You're like, because I am. I'm not tied, I'm not constrained with that mentality that a lot of people are constrained by. Like, you got some of those people like, I have to buy out, I have to set roots, and I have to do this, and I have to be a part of the HOA, and I have to be a part of the PTA. It's like, bruh, no you don't.
Nope.
Calm down.
Chill out.
Calm down. You know what I'm saying? I have to be a part of this because someone said I had to be. But if we took that same approach with the truth, with the knowledge, we'd live a lot more carefree. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make us free. Remember, I'm not saying not to have a place to live. Like Quadazab said, we can't sign no leases. Right? Quadazab said, I can only be month to month. Like, nah.
I gotta be able to up and move at any time.
My mortgage, man, listen, I can't do that 30-year fixed rate. I need that month-to-month mortgage. Everybody start abandoning their mortgages and leases. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is make sure that your mind is free from those constraints.
Coming. Your mind free from these constraints.
No,
And that's true. That's 100% on point. What Quadazab was bringing out, because to tie it back, it was a declaration of freedom. we were in slavery. We were in servitude. Coming out was a declaration of freedom. We now got our own. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 12. And thou shalt remember.
Thou shalt what?
Remember.
Go ahead.
That thou wast a bondman in Egypt.
What's a bondman? Anybody?
Slave.
Slave. The Most High wants us to remember that don't get too high-minded and uppity. Don't you remember you was a slave? You was a slave. Don't forget that. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget what I brought you out of. Go ahead.
And thou shalt observe and do these statutes.
Yeah, so he wanted us to remember that we were bondmen. But what about that? What about that did he want us to remember? Just to sit back and say, oh yeah, y'all were slaves. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I used to be a slave, but I'm not now. In there. Nah. What you got, sis?
I think that he wanted us to know that, but to remember that when we do have slaves or are in another situation to where we're over someone, to treat them the way we want them to be treated, the way we would want them to be treated.
Con. You gotta remember what you've been through when you were in these situations. You gotta remember what it was like to abase. Don't be so. And that was a lot of the reason why we had to bring these sacrifices to, so that you can say, hey, look, I'm not trusting in the material items that I got. I'm not trusting in the abundance of my riches. I'm trusting in the Most High. I gotta show the Most High like to me. You're what means everything to me. Remember, you used to be a slave. Remember the turmoil and the labor that you had to go through as a slave. Think about those of you that have jobs. Think about what it's like on the job. It's like, I'm tired of doing this. Man, I don't even want to go to work today. It's like, man, I was thinking about just calling in. I ain't sick, but I'm just calling in and saying I'm sick. I'm sick of this. You don't have one of them kind of sick days. I'm sick of this day. Yeah. Remember that the Most High wanted us to remember what we went through in Egypt. And what did we go through in Egypt? Let's bring it out. Exodus chapter 1, verse 11. It's no different than now. We still in servitude. We still in captivity. But it was something about the captivity that the Most High wanted us to make sure you remember this. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 1 verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses.
Yeah. And we built New York. We built Virginia. We built Florida. We built Delaware. We built Maine. We built Texas. We built, name any state, we built it. Any city, any state, we built it. The neighborhoods, we built it. The infrastructure, we built it. Just like we built it here. It's talking about these treasured cities. Go ahead.
But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Go ahead.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Read.
And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
With what?
Rigor.
Rigor. Rigorous. Laborious. Painstaking work. Got too much time on your hands. You need to work more. Rihanna did the song all about working. Exactly. They made us work our fingers to the bone. So when we got off work and we went to our little hut, we just wanted to chill. Much like brothers and sisters do nowadays. Read on.
And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
Bitter. I hate this job. I hate this place. God, why? Take me out of here. I remember I prayed that prayer one time. I was like, Lord, take me away from this place. I got fired that same day.
There you go.
I was like, I didn't want to leave this way. I didn't want to get fired. I just wanted to win the lottery or something. Yep. Read on.
And mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service, wherein they made them serve, was with rigor.
Most I want you to remember this. You want you to remember that rigor. How much you had to put in. Think about it. You free now. But remember how much you had to put in when you were in captivity, when you were in servitude and slavery? How much more now for yourselves? How much more now? Look, what's up? You got something?
Yes, for bitter. It's like it says they made our lives bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Bitter, painful to the mind.
Ooh. Ooh. Painful to your brain.
Oh.
Painful to think about. Heartache. That's why brothers is getting grayed out so quick. Painful to the mind. Go ahead.
Afflicted.
Afflicted. Painstaking effort. Read.
Mournful.
Read. That's it?
Yeah, that's the ones that hit.
Look, give me Deuteronomy 28. We're gonna jump into some curses. This curse is gonna fit exactly what we went through in Egypt. And what the Most High wants us to remember about the day of about the Feast of Tabernacles. Alright? Deuteronomy 28, you know where we at? You know what I want? Come on, you know what I want. You know what I want. You there?
There's so many. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Which one you want? We're gonna
But
start
we
at
was just
15?
talking about rigor and the work and the give me 65.
Yeah.
28 verse 65.
Fine. And among these nations
Mm-hmm.
shalt thou find no ease.
There ain't no break. No matter where we was at. The captivities that we've been in. And the current captivities. You ain't get no real rest. No ease. Read on.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Man, you ever... So, some of us, we got to stand when we work. And we be on our feet all day. About 10 hours. Then you know like when you on your feet so long, when you sit down and then stand up and your feet hurt? Y'all know about that. Your legs hurt. The sole of your feet feel tender.
That's all the blood recirculating.
Con.
You get these weird, painful tingles.
Con.
Yeah.
That's the sole of thy feet won't have no rest. Read on.
But the Most High shall give thee there a trembling heart
Mm-hmm.
and failing eyes
Oh, all of the definition that McGunn was reading. Read on.
and sorrow of mind.
Sorrow of what?
Mind.
Of your brain. Of your cerebral cortex. Your medulla oblongata. You're going to have sorrow. Read.
And thy life shall hang in doubt
Mhm.
before thee,
Read on.
and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
Man, you don't even know if you're going to make it to the next day. You don't have no real security. Like, I seen the video. Brother pulls up to his driveway and somebody was following him. Looked like he lived in a nice neighborhood. It was caught on the door cam or something like that, the household camera.
Oh yeah.
And somebody was following him. They hopped out the car as soon as he parked and started trying to steal his car.
I guess he had went to the bank. They followed him to
Yeah.
the bank. And said, yeah.
No assurance. I don't care if you live in a nice neighborhood or if you live in the hood. You don't got no assurance of your life. Read on.
In the morning thou shalt say, with God, it were even.
Yeah. When you start that job, when you get up in the morning and you gotta go, you gotta be at work at 8 o'clock. Some of y'all gotta be at work even earlier. You gotta get up at 4 to make sure that you show up at the job by 5:30. You're like, oh man, with God it was even. I just want to get through this day. I want to just get back into the bed. I'm tired of this. You know?
With God were it morning.
And then when you get home after a long day and you got to deal with a disgruntled, untrustworthy, unloyal woman, or you got out of order children that won't allow you to get no rest, you're like, man, I can't wait to leave this place. I wish it was morning time so I could go to work. It's like, but didn't you just not want to go to work? But now you want to go to work. It's this dangerous cycle. With God it was morning. With God it was evening. That was the life we had in Egypt. This is what the Most High wanted us to remember. Go ahead.
For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
All these things. The things that you see and the things that you hear. Think about all the things that we see when we were in captivity, when we were in slavery. Egypt wasn't no kosher spot. Egypt was full of filth, just like America is full of filth. That's why in Revelation, America is compared to Sodom and Egypt, right? Now I got a question for y'all. What do you hate about America? What do you dislike about being in this captivity?
All of it.
Give me 3 things. 3 things that you dislike about being in this captivity. What's up?
All, everything, all of it.
Right.
Stand up.
All of it.
Yeah.
Everything. Every part of it.
I was going to say the people, food, and pollution.
Said the people, the food, the pollution. Online, what do you hate about this captivity that we're in? What do you dislike about America?
God, they say everything, everything, and everything.
Yeah, everything.
Everything, everything, all of it. Everything.
But let me get 3 specifics.
Bang. How much more?
Sis.
I would have to go with
Everything.
they still kill and destroy, basically.
We still getting killed in the streets, still getting choked out, still getting hung, still getting lynched, all these things, still having our organs stolen. Yep, all these weird things that conspiracy theory stuff, yep, still happening. It just ain't got recorded again.
Listen, y'all can't say taxes because that's guaranteed. No matter where you at. Death and taxes, bro.
What you got, my gun?
I hate how it's in direct opposition to our moral, civil, and dietary laws.
Direct opposition. The moral, loving your neighbor as yourself. They don't love us like they love themselves. They don't treat us like they treat themselves. We got to try to figure out and wiggle our way into society. The dietary, everything contrary to our dietary law. Everything that's abominable, they're delectable.
Right. It's a delicacy.
It's a delicacy, yeah. Everything is contrary. What'd you have?
I got children, and they're in the public school system. And here in Houston, one thing that we always talk to our children about is like not being touched on by any other students. Like having that to be a normal conversation. That's weird. but we had to have these type of conversations or keeping their hands to themselves type stuff. The influence, like how McGunn said, they're in direct opposition of what we do, but having to teach our children, like, look, this is what's gonna happen, and then if it happens, we gotta go in and take it out of them, and it's a lot of that pushback.
Con.
Sucks.
Just like the whole LGBT, elemental P, yeah, the alphabet game, you know, they a whole agenda, what they push and promote, and how they're pushing it to the youngsters. Look, just to have a little bit more edification on even what we were dealing with in Egypt and what we're dealing with now, give me 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 7. Because there's a lot of things to dislike about being in America, this place. You was the lowest of the low in a low down dirty place. How you gonna be low in a low place? Low amongst the filth. Read.
2 Peter 2, verse 7. And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
Just filthiness. Transsexual story time.
Wow. Gosha? Wait, what?
That's here in America. Sodom. What else? I went and got me something to drink in the drive-through, and the dude that was on the intercom, he was sweet. So, and then when we went to pay, like at the window, that dude was also sweet. It wasn't the same dude. I thought it was gonna be the same dude, but it was two different dudes. One, and the dude that was handing the drink out was sweet too. So I was like, we got what, 3 men here that's trying to be women.
But you know what the thing that I hate is when you say you say sir, but they want to be called ma'am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you say thanks, bro. They're like, I'm a it.
I'm a man.
Assuming my gender.
Yeah, like
That's
that's
disrespectful.
wild. Like this is when I be hitting my local Starbucks, my local watering hole,
Mm-hmm.
right? In the early mornings, I need that quick pick me up, and there's a dude, there's a ma'am, sir, him,
They,
she,
them.
They be taking my order,
Stop.
and them got a mustache, but then like everything else is weird.
Yeah.
That's our Uncle Clifford.
Clifford, right? You gotta think here.
Y'all gotta watch it to find out.
What's the one cartoon where the chick wears the hat that comes like the little baby ski hat? What cartoon is that? Talks real funny. What is that? Is it Dora? No, not Dora. She wears like the hat.
It's not Recess, is it?
Oh man, but that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I like about this place is that how they blur the lines and make everything unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's all about like it's like what the scriptures say, bewitching and blurring the lines and being blinded by the God of this world. They make everything ambiguous and androgynous.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't tell if that's a he, she, him, them, her, right? It's like where now you got to be careful.
Birth
Like,
certificates.
that's not even it. Because on birth certificates, you ain't getting no gender these days.
Oh yeah.
On birth certificates, you ain't getting no gender, right? And then, like, pretty soon they're gonna be able to put babies in men's guts.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, bruh, it's just getting to the point where nothing is recognized. Like they're literally taking the creation of the Most High and changing it, right, to worship the creature, like the scriptures say. What's that?
First thing, there was this radio ad talking about some medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the key points it hit was like, if you were assigned female at birth, don't take this med. Like, they had to institute that verbiage into this ad.
And everybody got pissed off and mad, like, see, this medicine is racist. It's anti-LGBT. See, it's anti-trans. See, the medicine.
And then the second thing, the other day, yesterday I had a conversation with Mina, and she says, Dad, if someone's special,
Bob's Burgers.
if someone, oh yeah, Bob's Burgers. If someone's special and unique in their own way, you gotta accept them. And then I was like, okay, let's dive into that. The unique, special, the good in their own way, you gotta accept them. I was like, okay, so unique, special, good, according to worldly standards or according to the Bible? And then I hit it with, okay, what if two males wanna marry each other, and that's good to the world, but according to the Bible, that's a lot odd. Do we accept that? And she's like, dang, Dad, this is a hard question. I was like, no, well, you said it, so let's dive into it. That's the things I hate. Like, wow.
They confuse the kids.
Okay.
They mask things behind making them feel guilty that they don't accept the agenda. That's how they do it. They'll guilt trip them and play with their heartstrings and, oh, I can't be your friend anymore. Right? Back in the day, we was like, good, nigga. We ain't riding with that.
Right.
Like, bro, you on that? Peace. We ain't friends anyway. Right? Back in the day, we stood up a little bit more for certain things. Like, nah, that ain't riding.
Right.
Now, when they make it to where you have to, they try to box you in. You know. And, you know, another thing that I hate about America is AC. I hate when cats put it on 72 on a 70-degree day. You see what I'm saying? God, what's that right now? Y'all see me up here shivering.
Shiver me timbers.
Online, if you see me like this, it's not because of anything else, but I'm cold. Haven't y'all wondered why he got on a hoodie in the summer? They be frosting the cat up out here.
Yeah, the AC is right there.
Bruh, they be turning me into a Frosty the Snowman. So, AC, androgyny, right? Which it goes with all the other things, pedophilia and all those other things, right? So what else?
All that.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. So not only were we in slavery, bondage, serving with hard rigor, we had to put up with the people that we was around too. Just like now. Read verse 8.
Verse 8, for that righteous man dwelling among them,
Living amongst these people. Go ahead.
and seeing and hearing.
Did what? What did seeing and hearing about these people do to the already rigorous work, servitude, and hard bondage? What else did it do? Go ahead.
Vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
You gotta remember, we came out of being vexed, having our souls vexed by the way they conduct business and do things. We were vexed and irritated by this. On top of having to work hard and build a nation, build a cities, the treasure cities. And so the Most High brought us out of that. What else was we supposed to remember about coming out of that? You know, we were supposed to be joyous that we weren't dealing with that no more, right?
Right.
Wrong. Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 7. We were supposed to, but
Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 7. Remember and forget not how thou provokest the Most High thy power to wrath in the wilderness.
How we did what?
Provokest the Most High thy power to wrath in the wilderness.
Okay, so remember Egypt. Don't you remember Egypt? The people of Egypt. The being vexed with the conversations, being vexed with the way they lived, being vexed with their traditions and worshiping of all these different gods, being vexed by the hard work that they put upon you, that they wouldn't even do themselves, vexed by these things. And then we want to provoke the Most High to anger when he remove us from that. You remember that? Read on.
From the day that thou didst depart out of the land of Egypt,
Go ahead.
until ye came unto this place, ye have been rebellious against the Most High.
Exodus 14 and 12. Exodus chapter 14, verse 12.
Exodus chapter 14, verse 12.
Most High wanted us to remember. Y'all were not always on the up and up. You asked for one thing, you got it, but you complained about it. You were in a situation where you had to hard bondage, serve with rigor. Rigor ain't an easy work or something light. We literally were building the pyramids. We're building the pyramids. We're building those sphinx. We're building the treasured cities of Egypt. Read.
Exodus chapter 14, verse 12. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt? Say, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians. For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness.
We was tripping. Y'all remember that? Tabernacles. When we was brought out of Egypt and we was dwelling in booths and tabernacles and tents, we were doing this. We were like, man, it'd be better if we stayed up in Egypt. We was slaves and we had to work our fingers to the bones, and we had to deal with the Egyptians and they sodomized practices and them worshiping their different gods. But that'd have been better than out here in the desert, in the wilderness, living in a tent.
Yeah, because not only do you have us living in this tent, but now you're not feeding us what we want. We don't have the amenities like, remember the leaks? It's funny. A war at San Antonio and I went over a class Wednesday talking about the same thing, just about how Israel be blaming the Most High for their condition.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Instead of seeing that the condition was supposed to build certain character in us, and that if the Most High was going to take us out, why would he have to take us out of the wilderness? He could have just had the Egyptians just work us harder. That would have taken us out. Right? But in order to justify not wanting to go through something, right? What do? We look at what we don't deserve to go through this situation on my leeks, onions, the melons, the garlic, right? What is that? What do you? Obviously, you can't say a word about leeks and melons right now, right? So what is
Whoppers
it?
and Big
You making me?
Macs.
Well, damn.
And
It's not
triple
even.
meat
No,
Whataburgers.
it's not even. You making me like the Most High is making me miss my life. I'm missing my. See, I was gonna be a star, but then I got into the truth, and like, bruh, stop.
I had plans to get my PhD.
In high school, you was the man homie, right? Damn homie. In high school, you weren't even the man in high school. Stop. Right? You was a square. Nobody was messing with you. You thought you were Al Bundy, right? From Polk High. You thought you was gonna go and be a college superstar, America's Next Top Model. You thought you was gonna go be all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High is like, nah, you ain't gonna be that. You're gonna be a servant, right? I'm actually gonna pull you away from that. Like our people look at things like like the rap industry, like, see, I'm trying to get my mixtape out, but I'm trying to be a Hebrew too, right? It's like, don't you know the Most High saved you from a hurtful industry? You know, I was about to be the next Denzel, then I ran into these brothers in the mall. Don't you know the Most High pulled you off the director's couch?
Ooh, exactly.
Like, bruh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, don't you know you was about to be doing something strange for that movie role?
Mm-hmm.
Or for that singing job? Or for that collegiate career? Don't you know that's something strange? You about to have a lot of regret.
Well, I would have never did that.
Yeah, you would. And guess what? You would have never been famous.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be right. You might as well have been right in the classroom, cracking open this Bible. Right? A lot of us got to stop capping and stop lying. The Most High didn't bring you from nothing because you were something. He didn't bring you to nothing because you was dope. You was trash. We all were. And he wanted you to recognize it, but then he wanted you, through his wisdom, to grow from it. Right? What?
That's why it says that he took the base things.
Right. That's it. Right. He took the base things to confound the wise. Right? You weren't the top. You weren't the cream of the crop. Else he don't need you. Right? So it goes, why am I saying these things? Well, because it goes along with the whole condition of the booths and remembering what you were taken from. Right? Remember from whence thou hast fallen. But remember what you've been, the condition that we're all like that saying, a rose from the concrete?
Yeah.
We're all like a rose from the concrete, a flower that grew out of nothing, right? Because a rose in the concrete is metaphor for something impossible, right? But are we not that impossible that the Most High watered, nurtured, and we grew from nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we gotta stop acting like, because we're the Most High got you. Can I get one? This is my new favorite one.
Let's get the new favorite.
Go to Baruch real quick. This is my new favorite one.
I thought about putting Baruch in here.
This is my new favorite one in Baruch that I'm about to exhaust. Right? Every slavery class, I'm gonna go to this one. Go to Baruch chapter. Go to Baruch 4 and verse 25.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 25.
Right?
My children suffer patiently.
My children do what?
Suffer patiently.
Come on.
The wrath that has come upon you from the Most High.
And this is what we don't never want to do. We never want to suffer the wrath patiently. We just I don't got booths, nigga. I belong in a 5-star. I belong in a 5-star hotel. You got me in this booth.
Mm-hmm.
I should be eating filet mignon, right? Mignon. I should be eating quail eggs and quail and top, Michelin star restaurants. Bro, you better eat that taco truck and be happy as hell with it. You better learn how to cook you some rice and beans and be happy with it. That's the estate that the Most High got you in. I'm supposed to have a dime rib. Okay, well, she might not be a 10, but you better look at some of them other qualities she got and work with it. But how you trying to expect 10s when you coming like a 2? You a 2 in the spirit, but you supposed to get a 10. I'm supposed, that whip, my whip gotta be da 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 da. But you can't even afford gas. You can't even maintain the whip. So how do you deserve that? You never proven that, and that's where the Most High puts us in these low estates, because it's a low estate. If you look at it the right way, what it is let me prove if you can deal with the bare minimum. Let me prove if you can deal with a smaller house.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a 2-bedroom or the 1-bedroom. Nah, man, I need that 6-bedroom. I need an office and a den and a movie room. You don't even study, right? You're a barbarian.
Wow.
Told you it was gonna fly. That's all. That's an inside joke from Hebrew Academy. Y'all gotta look it up. That's an inside joke from Hebrew Academy. You got the studiers and then you got the barbarians. Right?
That's hilarious.
You got the studiers and you got the barbarians. But y'all see the point, man. Like, we be asking for so much and we hate to be brought into a circumstance that we do deserve. Right? We needed to be in those booths. And all the booth was, just think about it. The tabernacles were just a transitioning period into what? Slavery? Satan likes me.
It's too Christian.
So, like, you don't deserve what you looking for. Not that you never will, but have you proven yourself? Right? Have you put yourself under any yoke? Think about when things are just given to us. We tend to take things that are just given to us for granted.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to put in that work, you're like, man, I have to fight for this.
Right.
What's that?
It's more valuable. More sincere.
It's more valuable. You value it more. You're more ready to maintain it. You'll put in more work. You value it more. You're more ready to maintain it. You'll put in more work to keep it. Right? And then you'll understand what you got to do for the next go around. Right? And then you'll understand what you got to do for the next go around. Right? But that little in between transition where the Most High is trying to see, let me see where he's really at. He went from having the whip, crashing the whip, now he ain't got no whip. I see the whip, I see a vehicle for him, right? But does he see it? But he's gonna be pissed off with not having a car for a week. That's how the Most High be doing it. It's, yeah, I'm mad, man, the Most High, man, my car. Oh, so you're upset. Guess what? Now you gotta go longer. Now you're gonna have to ride the bus. Now I'm gonna put you to shame, right? And I'm not saying riding the bus is shameful, but you know how you feel about that situation.
I had a personal experience like that. You remember that Ford 500 I had?
The what?
Remember that Ford 500 I had? My car?
The white car?
Oh, the white car. Yeah.
So that mug, it had broke down.
Right.
And so my mind was solely set on, all right, that's what it is. Like, that's what I'm be dealing with.
Yeah.
So the next day, the Most High put the spirit of my mom. She won some money. Remember? She won some money.
Right.
She had to buy me the car, right? But I was just like, hey, that's what it is. The way it is, you know.
But that's the thing. What does it say? Be joyful. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully. Right? Whatsoever is brought upon us, we gotta take it cheerfully, and we gotta not be upset when the Most High is trying to just. Sometimes he's just trying to test your spirit, man. Sometimes he's just trying to make sure that. Let me make sure that she's aligned with me,
Yeah.
and that it's not about the thing, Joe, right? But it's about me. Joe proved himself, and we have our Joe moments, but it's like I don't want to suffer patiently, like the scriptures tell me. Because I don't deserve this, right? I've been studying. I said, as soon as I talk, everything breaks. Anyway, so, right, read, go ahead. Read that one more time from the top and then we can jump.
Yeah.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 25. My children, suffer patiently.
Persecutions, we know. Patient, go ahead.
But surely thou shalt his destruction,
But see, short ain't short enough for some of us. Read on.
and shall tread upon his neck.
Yeah, but some of us never get that chance. Because you move presumptuously or you don't like to be patient.
Yeah. And I like what you said when you said that it doesn't look the way that we wanted it to look. It didn't come the way that we wanted it. A lot of times, the thing that we ask for and we pray for, the Most High give it to us. You just don't recognize it because it didn't come the way that you thought it should look. We wanted to be out of captivity. We was in the wilderness, complaining about being in the wilderness. Did you bring us out here to die? Give me Exodus 2 and 23.
Yeah, because didn't we ask the Most High to pull us out of Egypt?
Oh, God, we're getting it.
Right. It's like you cried and begged. Like, didn't you ask the Most High for that car?
Mhm.
For that rib?
Mhm.
For friends?
Con.
Like,
Unity,
Lord, I
brotherhood.
need friends. Oh, here goes a brother. A friend is born through adversity.
Mhm.
Or a brother is born through adversity. Right? You asked for these things, and when he gave them to you, because you had your mind set on how they should be. It's like now, you got black people that want to get out of this captivity now, but how do they want to do it? They want to get out of captivity now, holding hands with Esau,
Oh, yeah.
thinking that the nations is going to be the way, and financial freedom is going to be the way,
Uh-huh.
and this and that and the third is going to be the way. They want to try every way except for the way the Bible says. And that's why we'll never get true freedom. Read that.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 23. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage.
They did what?
Sighed by reason of bondage.
Oh, tired, upset, frustrated, vexed. That bitter sigh. Y'all did before. Yeah, y'all know the saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It was that sigh. Go ahead.
And they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of bondage. And the Most High heard their groaning.
The Most High did what?
Heard their groaning.
Okay, so we were groaning. We were complaining. We were upset. We were tired of this lifestyle. And we asked to be removed from this situation. Look, you ask, you're like, look, I want a new spot. I want a new house. I want a new place. Most High remove you from where you're at and put you in a shack. Or actually, you know what? He remove you from where you're at and put you in somebody else's house. Put you in another brother's house. You're like, this is not what I wanted. I wanted my own spot. I just wanted a nicer house.
But did you fill out the application? Is your credit on point?
Mm-hmm.
You got deposit money? You got rent money? You're like, right?
Right. All of that. And now, so being at a brother's house gives you opportunity to build yourself up.
Thank you.
You wanted it. The Most High is putting you in position to get it. You wanted the rib. You wanted the husband. You got it. And now you say, I can do good without it. I'm good without it. You know, I can do bad all by myself.
Psych.
Knowing
You be like, psych, I didn't really want it.
knowing that for the men, you will be in your shower crying if she left. I made all these. I feel sad. I miss her. We had so many good times and good days together. But while y'all was going through it, man, she didn't do nothing but get on my nerves. Oh, he's unappreciative. He don't appreciate me. But then when he gone, you try to find a puppy that appreciates you. Try to find a cat that's going to appreciate you. Oh yeah, Fido, every time I come home, he's happy to see me. Unlike that man that I used to have. Oh, the dog is now your man? That's a sad life, sis.
Ew.
Sad life. He appreciates when I pour out the kibbles and bits. Yeah, that's a sad life, sis. You know, Scripture says man was not meant to be alone. He didn't say find man's best friend, which was a dog or a cat, but it didn't come the way that you wanted. You didn't appreciate it when you got it. You didn't appreciate the refining process that it takes in order to maintain it. Refining on both ends, the husband and the wife.
Yeah, and really the appreciation is how the Most High will give you a reprieve from those tribulations. Sometimes, like, think about if you were, like, a lot of us is like, man, this is just hustle and bustle fast. Or they ain't got the McDonald's, or they ain't got your favorite fast food. You gonna complain about that and not see the fact that the Most High done freed up your life. Like, I'd pay anything to live an island life, where I could ride a bike somewhere and be there in 5 seconds, right? Where everything's walking distance, and you ain't gotta go too far, you ain't gotta drive no car, you ain't gotta worry about that stress. It's stressful to drive in America. It's stressful to get where you gotta go, because there's some monkey on the road, road raging, and you might just be chilling, like the brother Moshe. I know he's listening. He got to a car accident. Everybody's good, but he's riding along and somebody blows past a stop sign and hits him, hits his car with his whole family in it. That's wild. That's the things we got to worry about, on top of 50 million other things while driving, right? But imagine when the Most High says, you know what, I'm gonna take that burden from you. You gonna complain because you ain't got the car? You gonna complain because you don't have certain other amenities, but you got the joy, the freedom, you got the relax in your brain. And that's what he was doing when he pulled us from Egypt. After we begged him.
We begged.
After
we cried.
All unified and begged him.
Grown and sighing.
He said, okay, cool. I'm gonna pull you out of Egypt. But I first, to get you, and not only am I gonna pull you out, I'm gonna give you a land.
Wow.
But you gotta get there. Like, niggas wanted to get flown over to the land and not have to deal with no adversity. Like, bro, you was gonna see some things, but even in this, the Most High had enough mind towards us to walk us a certain way, where he said, what? I'm gonna walk you this way so you don't even gotta see war with the nations. You ain't gotta see certain things because I'm looking out for your mental. I'm looking out for the fact that you guys been put through the ringer for the last 80 years. So let me give you some reprieve. Let me give you a rest.
Wow. Peace.
Some peace. I know the thoughts that I have towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to bring you to your expected end. Right? He gave us that, and we complain like, see, you brought us out here with no water. Like, bro, you think water is the least of the Most High's worry when he parted the whole Red Sea? See, you brought us out here with no food. You thought that was his worry?
Yep.
When all that's in his control, he got the birds and the bees in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got me and you, brother, in his hands. He got the whole wide world in his hands. Right? That's the only song I remember from church.
Yeah, Sunday school.
Right? He got the whole world in his hands, birds, bees, flowers, and the trees. And you acting like the Most High is starving you. Where, again, the thing he pulled you from is what he could have used to destroy you. This is what we got to understand. The thing that he's taken from you, he could easily turn that against you.
Yeah.
But he took you away from it. You can't complain now that he's trying to walk you into a new circumstance. You got to walk. You got to have faith. The just shall live by his faith. Where we walk by faith, not by sight. You see that? But what's our issue always? It's faithlessness. Right? Where you at?
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
And the Most High heard their groaning, and the Most High remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob.
So the Most High, we might have forgot, but the Most High did not forget about the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He looked out for us for their sake. For their sake. So I remember the covenant I had with these men. And their children are crying out to me. Let me do them right. Read on.
And the Most High looked upon the children of Israel, and the Most High had respect unto them.
You see that? He paid attention to our plight. We had an audience with the Most High. And he heard us, and he delivered us. Not delivered us like dude that got delivered.
Delivered.
I ain't getting no more. Not that dude. Not delivered like that, but actually delivered. Actually delivered into a good place. We're in a transitional period. We forgot. What's up?
I have a precept.
What you got?
People hate transition. They hate that transitional period. It's like that stage between getting braids and your hair not long enough.
Oh, yeah.
That's that stage that everybody hates. It's like, I don't know what to do with this. Bro, just take it a day at a time.
Okay.
What's that, sis?
Did you say Exodus 2024?
No, Exodus 2 and verse 22, 23.
Yeah, it was from verse 23 through 25. What verse you got?
I got 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 15 through 16.
Okay.
Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present?
And why the thing to come? Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
God.
Why haven't you considered the end? Why haven't you considered what I'm bringing you to, what I'm taking you to?
Because Israel's shallow, bro.
Shallow.
Shallow-minded, shallow thoughts, shallow outlook.
And we definitely forgot that we was asking.
Chapter 7, verse 14. If then they that labor not to enter this strait and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
Nah. And that's why we didn't get into the promised land first time around. We got to remember tabernacles. Why are we in these tabernacles? Why are we commemorating this? Because he wants us to remember where you came from. It's just like y'all ever have a job where you and your coworkers was all on the same level, but then one of y'all get promoted to being a supervisor or a manager, and then they want to act different or funny with the people at the level that they just came from. Most High want us to remember. Most High also wants us to remember how we were, the murmuring and the complaining that we did in the wilderness when he promoted us to a better spot. But we had to go through this transitional period. I got one more on that. Give me Exodus 6 and 5.
Exodus chapter 6 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
And I also heard the groaning of the children of Israel,
Read.
whom the Egyptians keep in bondage. And I have remembered my covenant. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Most High, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians.
Yeah, because we wanted it. We asked to be brought out. He heard us after all the years of being in servitude and in hard bondage, in rigorous work. He heard us finally and brought us out. Go ahead.
And I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgments. And I will take you to me for a people.
Even more than just bringing us out, he was like, look, you're my boo. You're my people. I'm taking you to be my people. You guys aren't some average human beings on the face of this earth. You're my chosen. Read on.
And I will be to you as God. And ye shall know that I am the Most High your power, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians.
But we were so forgetful once we got into those booths, once we got into those tabernacles. We were forgetful of all that. Give me Ecclesiasticus 11 and verse 25. This scripture reigns true. back then, and it reigns true now. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 11, verse 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
Okay, so we in the wilderness. Okay, we are not working. No more work. The only work that we had to do was set up our tabernacle, move our flocks around. That's it. It was basically like COVID time. Remember COVID time? Everybody got to sit up in the house. Didn't have to go nowhere because you couldn't go nowhere. Even though we was doing a lot of moving around. You didn't have to go nowhere. You didn't have to be somewhere at a certain time. For 5, 6, 7 days a week. You could move at your leisure. We got that. While we was in the wilderness, whenever the chariot moved, that's when we moved. We didn't have to show up at no job. We didn't have to report to nobody. We just had to make sure we set up camp the way it was ordained. We forgot about the gay Egyptians. We forgot about all the filthy conversations that we had to subject ourselves to. We forgot about all the things that we went through while we was in Egypt, and how we were brought from that. How we cried to the Most High and asked Him to bring us from that, and we got what we want, and we forgot so quick. Read on.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
And then when a little affliction hits, you forgot that life was once good. You forgot that you got it good. You forgot about we're getting ready to fall into the promised land. We're getting ready to fall into the land that floweth with milk and honey. It said vineyards that you didn't plant, houses that you didn't build, filled with all kind of good things that you didn't have to get gathered. Who's about that? Who's about to get that? But a little affliction hit us and we forget about it. We forget the mission, we forget the goal. But Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Most High, did not forget us. He did not forget us, nor did He forget about the promises that He made towards our forefathers. All right, so these booths, these tabernacles that were set up and that we commemorate living in, commemorating that transitional period to the blessings. The Most High is not a man that He should lie. He didn't say these things and not intend to bring them to pass. Give me Numbers 23 and 19.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 19. The Most High is not a man that He should lie, neither the Son of Man that He should repent. Have He said, and shall He not do it? Or have
shall he not do what He said He gonna do? What was the church saying? Won't He do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Won't He do it?
Yes,
Come on.
Won't He take the wheel?
Won't He take the wheel? Won't He do it? Yes, He will. Most High is not a forgetful promise maker. If He said it, that's what it is. He's not double-minded or wishy-washy. Give me Isaiah 61 and verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Most High have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted,
Read.
to proclaim liberty to the captives.
To proclaim what?
Liberty to the captives.
And we were captives in Egypt. We're captives in America. In our minds. But how were we free? You shall know the truth. The truth shall make you free. You free up that space, that mental space between your ears, and then we learn how to gain freedom and learn how to live free. That's what the Most High is doing for us now. That's what the Most High did for us back in the ancient times when he brought us out of Egypt. Read on.
And the opening of the prisons to them that are bound.
Give me Psalms 105 and verse 6.
Book of Psalms, chapter 105 and verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen.
The children of Jacob who?
His chosen.
Put this in your chosen scriptures. If you don't have this in your chosen scriptures, I suggest you make a note and add it. The Most High is not forgetful. He picked you. So-called black man, so-called Native American man, so-called Hispanic man. 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. He picked you. Give you the Uncle Sam finger. Picked you. He chose you. Read on.
He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations.
So the covenant that he remembered was that he was going to put us into a good place. He had a land prepared for us. He has this city that was already built for us just to come in and live. But we had to go through the transitional period. There's a transitional period. There is a basing period so that you can understand how to live in this good area, this good land. Because what's the problem with our people nowadays, blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics? I look at my neighborhood. My neighborhood, I guarantee, when it was built, it was a dope neighborhood. People, it was a high class neighborhood. But what do they always say when blacks and Hispanics start to move into the neighborhood? There goes the neighborhood. Oh, the property value is about to drop. Why? Because you're taking someone that has not changed and putting them in a changed environment. They're going to make the environment like the last environment they left, because nothing changed up here. That's why the transitional period was necessary, to prepare your minds, to prepare our minds. And that's what we had to remember about these tabernacles, to rejoice that we're getting ready to get this, but we had to get ready for it. What verse did you leave off at?
Verse 7.
Okay, go on.
He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations.
Right, verse 9. That was verse 8.
Verse 9. Which covenant he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant.
So this was supposed to be a perpetual covenant that the Most High had made with us. I'm going to take care of you. You, my boo, know that, and trust that the things that I say, they're going to come to pass. I'm not going to leave you out there. Okay, it might look rough for the time being, but it's going to get better. I said it would. I got something ready for you. I just got to get you ready for it. Yeah, Jana?
So, the wilderness was a type of chastity?
It was a transitional period. Not really. It was. The scriptures say it was the Most High proved us in the wilderness.
Yeah, remember, we were supposed to be in the wilderness for a time, right? So when you get to Numbers where he sent the spies to spy out the land, if they would have came back,
Yeah.
with a good report, there would be no Deuteronomy. There wouldn't be the rest. We'd be writing in a different book of the Bible. Put it like that. We extended the wilderness through our lack of faith, impure outlook, lack of judgment, lack of righteous judgment, lack of belief. Like, we made that thing 40, we're the ones that made it 40 years. It should have been a few days. You see that? But we made it 40 years. So, yes, it was a chastening. He said it. He said, this generation is going to wax old and die off. And I'm going to prove you to the point where y'all going to die off and the next generation is going to use you for an example.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you look at all the killings that started to happen, it all started to happen after that instance in Numbers. That's when fiery serpents came. That's Korah and Dathan. All of that death happened after that. Why? Because now we stuck in 40-year mode, and then all these different things, people starting to get roused up. 40 years? Bruh, really? And you know where that goes from there. So that's when all these different things start to happen. The majority, I'm not saying every situation, but the majority.
Gone. And you know what? Another promise that the Most High made. He prophesied and told us that this was going to happen. Coming out of Egypt was a celebration of our independence, was a celebration of our freedom, our liberty. But guess what? The rest of the world is going to have to come and celebrate our freedom with us. Did y'all know that? All the nations, everyone in the world is going to have to come and celebrate with us. Oh, the Israelites are free. They're no longer under bondage. They got to come. They got to commemorate and remember that we used to be under bondage, but now we're free. Give me Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16. I was waiting for someone to already have it, but Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 16.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16. And it came to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
To keep the feast of what?
Tabernacles.
So, all the nations, the ones that were left alive, the ones that didn't get smashed out and stomped out by Yahushua and the angels, the ones that's left, they got to come year to year to commemorate what we commemorating. Us being out of bondage. Us being out of Egypt. Us being out of America. Us now being back in power. They got to remember that.
And it's wild because these are the nations that came up against us. That goes right with 2nd Ezra, showing you that the nations are going to fight. They're going to fight against us, man. They're going to fight against our rulership.
Yep.
And whatever nations are left, guess what their punishment is? To do this. It's their punishment. Go ahead.
And it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the families of the earth.
Showing you what? That they got the option to lock in or not. They can continue to be who they are or not, but it's not going to go unpunished. This is talking about in the kingdom, y'all. If you don't understand it. So it's showing you a few things here. It's showing you what happened before we got into the kingdom, that they fought it, and that they have the option to rebel in the kingdom, but we're gonna wipe them out. That's the difference, right? But that also in the kingdom we will be going back to rehearsing the righteous acts and doing our feast days, not just tabernacles, but all of the feast days, the right way. Go ahead.
unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts.
Because they're gonna have to bow down to Christ. Every knee and every tongue. Go ahead.
Even upon them shall be no rain.
Go ahead.
And if the family of Egypt go not up,
And you know I love this scripture because it shows you to have no rain is a curse.
Yep.
Right? This happening. I always say it. This is what's happening here in America. America don't want to serve Christ the right way. So what is he doing? He's plaguing this country with no rain, and he's burning it. Right? The European countries, they ain't getting no rain. The whole world is in a drought. And if it's not in a drought, it's in an extreme flood situation. You're getting floods in places that ain't never seen rain.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Death Valley is 140 degrees. And that thing flooded the other day. Monsoon. There was another one, they had some Woodstock type concert out in the desert. Niggas was stuck overnight because it rained.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It rained so bad, it hit them out of nowhere. This is the middle of the desert. Go ahead.
that have no rain, there shall be the plague.
There shall what?
Be the plague.
Yeah, that's a plague, man. Go ahead.
Wherewith the Most High will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna celebrate this. You're gonna celebrate it. You're gonna be happy that we're now the rulers of the earth. You're gonna be happy that we are no longer in bondage. And if you feel salty about it,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
if you feel salty about it, oh, you cut off.
Yeah.
Death, plague, no rain. He gonna punish you to get you in order. All the curses gonna fall upon them.
You know what it's like? They're gonna come up because first of all, they're not getting the heathen ain't getting into the city. They're not getting into the holy city. That's first and foremost, right? Because all that are without are dogs. So that we know that the heathen, right? Message. So we know the heathen ain't getting in. So what they gonna be doing when they pull up to them gates? You sit your ass outside and build you a tent and listen to us celebrate. That's what that's gonna be. It's like, man, they in there partying, but they gonna be trying to peek through the gates. Like, man, what the? Got that lamb cooking? Oh man, they over there barbecuing,
Might throw you a bone over the
right? With no meat on it. I don't even get, they didn't even get no bone. You better pull up some juniper roots. Do all that stuff you was doing back in them days, in them cave days. But just imagine, they're not gonna be in the city. So what's the purpose of them pulling up? They pulling up to witness us in our glory. But they still gonna be bowing down to Christ. But they're not gonna be in that city with us walking around like, oh yeah. I mean, what y'all think? Even when they come to bring the glory of the Gentiles and the forces of the Gentiles, they're gonna bring it to the gate, and they're gonna turn their asses back around and skedaddle. They're not coming in. You ain't gonna do the spy. You know how the delivery guy be spying, right? He be looking like, man, let me see what I can see. Nah, bruh. Nah, you gonna see what you can see from outside the gate. You gonna hear it, you gonna smell it, but you gonna have to sit there and wait those 7 days, those 8 days. You better get you some palm trees, build you a booth. Y'all see that? So it's gonna be all about the Most High magnifying His people. We're gonna magnify Him in going up to do our worship, but then He's gonna magnify us in the sight of these Gentiles, man. Where you're gonna be a God to them. And if not, well then guess what? Bye. Bye. That's it. You perish. What's that?
Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66.
You can read it. I don't want to take it too far off at this point, but go ahead, read it.
Isaiah chapter, I'll go straight to it. Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 24. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh.
Yeah, man. They're gonna be the sign to the other nations. Don't rebel. Just grin and bear it.
Green Berry.
Lock in. Yeah, lock in, B. Just lock in. Lock into the Most High. Go ahead. Where we at?
But speaking on what Quadazop said that they gonna be trying to peek through and catch that little partying. Give me Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 10. And this is how we need to be celebrating the feast. We gotta come in with this same type of energy and spirit towards the feast. They were celebrating it in Nehemiah's time, and this is how they was bringing it out. Chapter 8, verse 10. Read.
Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10. Then he said unto them, Go your way, eat the fat,
Go ahead, get you something tasty. Eat you something tasty. Go ahead and get you some of that. Get you a bar of that. Read.
and drink the sweet.
Get you something sweet to drink. Pull up that Kool-Aid, the grape flavor. Get you some real, you know what, matter of fact, get you some real grapes.
Yeah.
Get you some of that cotton candy grapes.
Oh man.
Pure.
Some real pure, sweet. Drink that up. Have a good old time. Read.
And set portions unto them, for whom nothing is prepared.
Oh, if ain't no, bro, you ain't got nothing? Look, I got you. Chunky something. Got you a plate. You ain't got a plate? I got you. I'm gonna make a plate for you, because this brother ain't got a plate. Let's get this brother a plate. Let's get this brother a drink. Read.
For this day is holy unto our Lord.
Go ahead.
Neither be ye sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't be down like, oh, we gotta cook. Oh, we gotta go camping. I don't like camping. Mosquitoes outside, sleeping in a tent. No, do not be sorry. Be joyful. Read.
For the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Y'all heard that in church, right? Joy of the joy of the Lord is my strength. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's my scripture right there. The joy of the Lord is your strength.
Mm-hmm.
That's at Nehemiah, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I caught the end. Should be reading something. But yeah, I mean, right?
Verse 11.
Verse 11. So the Levites still all the people, saying, Hold your peace, for the day is holy. Neither be ye grieved.
Go ahead.
And all the people went their way to eat and to drink and to make great mirth, because they understood the words that were declared unto them.
He says, look, this is a time of rejoicing. Have a good time. Eat. Make sure everybody got something to eat. Make sure everybody got something to drink. Turn up. No, we turn up out here? Turn up. It said, make great mirth. And it said the people, they understood the assignment. It's like, oh, you ain't got to tell Israel twice. Barbecue and turn up? Got you. I got that. I got the music, I got the drink, I got the food.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So, brothers and sisters online, brothers and sisters here in class, let that be the tone that you set for your feast. That we set. Not say you for yours, but us for ours. For our feast.
Yeah.
All right? Anybody got any questions? Gripes, comments, concerns? Online, in class? I'm ready.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I was skimming through this chapter there, chapter 8.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have it in, but in verse 17, it says, and all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity, the children of Israel done so.
Right.
If we could
Because we were in captivity.
Yeah.
Remember, Nehemiah is coming back to rebuild the walls. So it's saying that since the times of Joshua, because I mean,
that makes sense.
we start going into these captivities. And when you're in captivity, it's hard to do your thing. You can't tell the slave master, hey, listen, bro, I gotta go set up my booth for 7 days. He's like, nigga, get back to work.
Alright.
Booth. Booth.
It definitely has that much more of a powerful understanding of now these days, 2023, Stafford, Houston,
And then,
right? You're doing that.
yeah, we gotta do it. And then, you know, the same thing kind of happened with Ezra. In Ezra's time, where he gets the law, he shows them, and then they start getting back to doing things. So that's all. Captivity is what prevented us from keeping the commandments and keeping the feast days, and that's why even now, but it says that we're gonna do what in the land of our captivity. It said, the sound of archers and drawing water, war and captivity. You were gonna rehearse the righteous acts.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, we gotta, you know, this is where we gotta be strategic and work through. That's not an excuse no more on everything, right? Not that it wasn't an excuse ever, but some things is just, you can't get out of. Right? Some things you just can't get out of. Like, I be seeing brothers out there online, like you gotta get off on the Sabbath. It's like, bruh, come on now. If they don't get off, then what? You gonna pay their bills? You got brothers that's teaching this, you wicked if you don't get off on the Sabbath. This, like, you cannot breathe on the Sabbath. You need to tell your boss. We in captivity, so you can tell your boss whatever you want, right? That don't mean you gonna get what you. That don't mean you gonna get off.
Oh, you can get off. You'll
Get
get off.
good. You be unemployed getting off.
You'll stay off.
Yeah, just don't come back.
But you got you know, brothers got to be careful what they out there teaching when it comes to these situations, because everyone's situation is different, and everyone don't have, because you're able to not ever work any Sabbath in your 1 year in the truth, you never worked a Sabbath. Cool. Barakatah Yahweh. But some people don't got that type of job. Every job ain't a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Right? Especially in this captivity. It's a 10-day work week. It feels like it. It be feeling like 10 days. I'm like, dang, because a Sunday ain't no different than a Monday. Let's be real. Every single day in this place, something is going on. There's no rest. Right? Commerce is always happening. Someone's always buying and selling. There's no break. There's no break. Only certain things shut down for the weekend. But as soon as one financial institute closes, another one opens. So brothers got to be careful, man. What you out there with, like, the narrative and not, you know, because I hear it. And some cats is like really on that. Like, if you're not off doing this, and if you're not at the feast day here, you off and you wicked and you this. Listen, gotta have a little bit of compassion for the situation, because there might be a time when you can't get off on a Sabbath, where your boss is like mandatory OT. What you gonna do? Quit your job because you have to work one Sabbath out of 10 years? You gonna quit your whole job and go through that whole? Come on now. Which one are you intending? Right?
Build a building.
No, which one? No, what do you say? It's good to do good on the Sabbath. Right? So, just putting that out there, man. We got to be careful. Based off of his question about not keeping these feasts for so long. All right? Any other questions? Yeah, remember, shalom to everybody online. Remember, we're going to be offline for the next 8 days, all 4 schools. So, again, if you want to pull up, right? Like tomorrow, we're gonna be here tomorrow, right? From what time to what time? It's a weekday, so I got a bedtime. But we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here from about probably 7 or 8 o'clock. You know, something light, maybe about 1. Some cats gonna be here till 3, right? I said some cats, right? You know, it just depends on how you want to feast. But it is the first night, so we definitely gonna be here. So if you want to pull up, all right, and then we'll go from there.
Fine,
All
sir.
right, so I'm gonna need you to shut that off for me.
Gotcha.
With that, we gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Get the X. My man.